everybody. Spring is here, is it not? My goodness, what a different feel this weekend than last time we joined you. Happy Sunday evening to everyone. It's region weather meteorologist Matt Wentz. I hope you had a nice weekend. I hope you're enjoying these kind of warmer nights around here, right? It just feels so much different. Everything's in bloom. Everyone's sneezing. It's just great, is it not? But anyway, good to be with you tonight. Thanks for being patient with me. Real interesting virus that I had, and maybe some of you are dealing with the same thing. I don't know if it's going around or what, but man, this wasn't last Tuesday. It was the Tuesday before. In the middle of the day, I got some kind of lump in my throat, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird." I thought it was just allergies, and it turned into one of the worst sore throats I've had. And I've had strep, I've had mono when I was younger. This was a bad sore throat, and it started Tuesday, went all the way through Friday. Ibuprofen was the only thing that took the edge off a little bit, but it was just bad. And then it moved Friday afternoon, Friday night, and moved into my vocal cords. So the sore throat kind of went away, but my voice went completely away Friday afternoon, Friday night. It was mainly gone Saturday, and then Sunday I got back like the low octaves, but I didn't have anything higher. It was crazy. And then this whole week, I went back to work Monday. I only took one day off, but my voice was awful, even at work on the TV side of things. And gradually I got it back in Friday. Like this last Friday was the first day that I actually felt great. I didn't have my voice back in all octaves. I gained that back on Saturday. But man, I just can't tell you, like, not only is it nice that it's warming up outside, but I'm so happy to have health back after whatever nasty virus that was. Just gross. So I don't know if you guys are dealing with that. Hopefully you guys are all healthy. I know allergies are kind of tough to tell what it is this time of year, but I hope everything finds you well here tonight. So that's that. So it's good to be back. We're going to talk weather. We've got kind of a heads up that I want to give you this week. I do see a severe weather threat for us this week, right? I didn't see anything coming this last week. I know we're coming off some big days in the Plain States. They've had just some real nasty weather out there. Tornado outbreak galore last 2 days, right? Oklahoma was yesterday. Iowa was the day before. We'll kind of cover that briefly just to kind of catch you up. I know a lot of you, aren't paying attention to weather over the weekend. You've got things to happen. So we'll catch you up on that, but I want to give us a heads up on severe weather here locally this week. Okay. All right. So let's get this show rolling here. I do want to thank our sponsors. Guys, these are all local businesses to Northwest Indiana. So please pay your respects to them. If you need a plumber, if you need a new car, if you need HVAC, if you need an insurance claim, someone to adjust, if you need anything around Medicare, Medicaid, all that good stuff, you have questions, these are the folks to go to, okay? And I put my name behind them, all right? So I'm going to start at the top, Minogue.life. That is the website to go to, navigating the world of Medicare, Medicaid. All of it's just a mess. Life insurance, all that, especially as you get up in age, you may not need things like life insurance anymore if you don't have a lot of people depending on an income. So all those questions, that's where Michael comes in. He's got many, many years experience dealing with this stuff. He's a wonderful agent. And a lot of you have given 5-star reviews around him. You check out his website as well. He just knows his stuff, right? I tend to know weather stuff, but not much outside of that. Michael knows life insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, all of that stuff better than anyone. So why not go to him? He has free consultations. It's Minogue.life is the place to go if you need more information on that, because a lot of people are wasting a lot of money for a lot of things they don't need. So make sure that's not you. Again, Minogue.life is the place to go for that. PSA, those are our public service adjusters. Guys, if you have any insurance claim, if you have basement flooding, if you have, storm damage over the upcoming weeks as we, get further into severe weather season here, any of that, if you're dealing with your insurance company, don't deal with them first. Go to publicserviceadjusting.com. They're all local to Northwest Indiana, licensed insured adjusters. And what they do, they are on your side, not the insurance company's side. They will come out, they'll take pictures of the problem, they'll contact your insurance company, and they will get you top dollar for what you deserve to get for getting your stuff replaced, all right? And they won't dilly-dally. They get stuff done fast. They'll get you a lot more, and you don't pay them anything unless they get you money, and everyone wins. It's great. So publicserviceadjusting.com is a place to go for that. Ewing Mechanical Services, guys, if you need any work on furnace season's kind of over, but we're getting into AC season around here. And if you want your air conditioner, maybe a new system installed by summer, May is the time to do it. EwingMech.com is the place to go. They've got a brand new special just for the month of May on new Amana air conditioner packages. You can get the whole thing installed, including installation, labor, all that stuff. Brand new AC in your house for $3,900. That's a really good deal. No one will beat their prices. They assure you of that. It's ewingmech.com. Tiger Plumbing is the place to go if you guys need a plumber. You can schedule everything on your phone. You'll get a picture of the person that's coming, and they come out for free, which just blows my mind this day and age with all the expensive things and prices going up. Tigerplumbing.net. All local licensed insured plumbers here in Northwest Indiana. They'll come out and analyze the problem for free. If you need a new sink installed, new faucet installed, you got a drippy outdoor spigot, they'll fix it all. Tigerplumbing.net. Finally, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've got new Dodge Rams, which look pretty awesome. They don't carry all my kids, so I can't get one of those. Well, maybe they do in the back if it's not raining. Either way, they've got some really nice looking Dodge Rams out there as well. Plus, they've got Jeeps on the lot. If you're looking for something open air when you're driving through the country during the summer, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the place to go in Valparaiso. All right, let's jump into it, everybody. I want to say hi to my early birds here. We've got Mary's with us. Hi, Mary. Jeff, good evening to you. Ethan's with us tonight on our YouTube channel. Sage yourself. I appreciate that. I like your name on there. That's good. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate that. Dave's with us as well. We appreciate you, Dave. Gail, Elizabeth says severe weather. Ugh, I know. I'd rather not cover it, but unfortunately, sunshine and 70-degree temperatures isn't always what we can't have. Debbie's with us. Dee's with us. Dee says, hi, Matt. Used Tiger Plumbing before. Great company. Thank you for the feedback there, Dee. Susan's with us. Reedmo's with us. Reedmo said his family went through a similar virus a couple weeks ago, finally on the mend. Yeah, it takes like 2 weeks to get through. I kind of wonder if it's COVID now, because COVID evolves. I'm not testing for that anymore. If you have it, what are you supposed to do? Anyway, that's that. Okay, and Derek says, hey, Matt, we had over an inch of rain in Cedar Lake from last night. Yeah, the Porter County Airport set a record for rainfall yesterday, all with that overnight stuff. So there's that. All right, let's dive into it. Rich, hello. Thanks for being with us. Sherry, you too. I saw you on there, and Joe's with us too. Okay, so here's what we're dealing with, guys. Big picture-wise right now, there's been a big area of low pressure in the plain states, and this low pressure has been responsible. Basically, the air mass behind it's cold, all right? You got the dry air coming out of the desert, so you get the dry line developing. That has all been meeting up with what this low pressure is doing, which is bringing up warm, deep, rich, tropical moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico. So we've had humidity as far north as our region. It hasn't been incredibly humid, but we've had some humidity around. But either way, that contrast this time of year between 85-degree heat out ahead of it and colder air and drier air back and behind it just creates explosive thunderstorm development if it all comes together right. And it certainly did this weekend. All courtesy of this bad boy right here, this low pressure you see swirling back towards Nebraska. The good news for us, this system is fading, okay? It's not coming in. It's not packing the punch that it has the last 2 days. The system's kind of retrograding out towards the west. The energy's kind of more dispersed on it, but there's still a little juju with this. Most of it's down towards Arkansas and Missouri and Texas. You see in Louisiana some pretty decent storms right now, but we're eventually going to see some storms fill in as you get off into Missouri and areas of Illinois. Some of those storms will roll in here tonight and tomorrow. Okay, so the severe threat's not zero, but it's not high for us. So let me kind of show you what I'm thinking here. This is the severe weather reports over the last couple days. I know it's on the far side of the screen. I don't want to adjust my banner because it requires a lot of work, and we don't need to do that for this. But these are your severe weather reports from last Thursday, okay? And watch how this system has evolved. Friday was obviously a very active day, huge tornado outbreak for Iowa, Nebraska. They had storms that produced tornadoes down in Texas and Kansas as well. In total, 113 tornado reports. A lot of those from the same storm. Maybe it dropped or not, but some big ones out of this one coming into the Iowa area. That was on Friday. These are Saturday's reports. It was another big day yesterday down in Oklahoma. I had a buddy who I did sports with down in Georgia. He has a big show right now on CBS. He has a podcast about college football. It's called The Late Kick with Josh Pate. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He is a junkie storm chaser, all right? And he goes storm chasing in his spare time, which is crazy. So he was sending us video and pictures. He was down in Oklahoma yesterday with a storm chasing group. He said it was just a nightmare. All the interstates were closed. They had anywhere from 5 to 10 inches of rain. There was hail. These storms just didn't end for them. And there were spots in Oklahoma last night that were under a tornado warning, and a lot of them were PDS tornado warnings, like particularly dangerous situation where tornadoes on the ground and it's causing problems. He was in spots that had those, and they had 2 more tornado warnings lining up that were going to come in, half hour, 45 minutes later. These areas were just getting pummeled. So I'm telling you, we are in a good spot in the weather map. Like, be thankful that we live here because there are some folks out in the plain states, Iowa, Oklahoma specifically, that have gotten nailed this weekend and that are waking up to just chaos. I mean, just problems, right? So my heart obviously goes out to them whenever you see this kind of stuff coming in from Mother Nature. Certainly, that's not where we want to end up on. So, and this isn't future radar. Here's the rain. We'll kick it off with some of the rain and rumbles that moved through. We dried up today. Everything lifted to the north. We made it in the mid and upper 70s, pretty comfortable. And you can see how things starting to come down together down to the south. There's some severe thunderstorm warnings right now and watches. They've had a couple tornadoes down there with some showers and thunderstorms over the next couple hours. And that's what's going to move in our direction. So this is now future radar. This is the HER model indicating that this low pressure continues to head off towards the north. We're dry next few hours here until things get going. And you notice how this is, getting into the late evening hours. So maybe another, 3 hours or so, we'll have some showers and thunderstorms that start to develop out towards our west. They're just scattered at best. As we get into the overnight hours, that's when we're expecting kind of a more formidable line with an actual frontal boundary to move in. So we'll have some rain and rumbles around here tonight. I think it's going to be pretty similar to last night, where we're just going to have some rain and some lightning around, some heavier downpours. We do have a little bit of a threat tonight for some damaging winds off of this. So that would be from this. These could be severe down in Illinois, where there's a little bit more atmospheric energy. And then as they move in, I mean, timing's not really favorable. We're talking 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. There's not a lot of atmospheric energy for us locally. There's really just not now. But we could have some stronger winds with some of these. All right. So some storms tonight. Some of them could be on the stronger side. I don't anticipate anything widespread severe. The dynamics just aren't here locally. Okay. But don't be surprised. We have some rain and rumbles around. All right. That system kind of fades over us. That whole line will likely fade over us, and we'll be left with some lingering showers tomorrow morning, some leftover of that thunderstorm complex that moves through. And then throughout the day tomorrow, the frontal boundary is still on us. So we'll spark a couple more downpours and maybe a couple lightning strikes tomorrow afternoon. This is midday into afternoon tomorrow as the frontal boundary goes by. And then by tomorrow evening, we're starting to clear things off towards the east. Okay. We're done with that system. We're finally done with it. It'll exit as it weakens out towards the east. And then you can see there's another system kind of moving in here from the west. Okay. So it's that next system I kind of want us to pay attention to, and the one just beyond that, that are going to spark a little interest here in our forecast. So let's go long term now. I want to take us all the way through the beginning of next week. All right. We're going to jump into the month of May, which starts this week. Crazy. Time flies, right? This is our line tonight. Here's tomorrow. Okay. Tuesday, we're dry. Tuesday's not a bad day. I've got us at 73 degrees on Tuesday for a high. I do think we'll be a little bit cooler as the wind turns off the lake. So our lakeshore communities will probably hold in the upper 60s and near 70, but very comfortable day on Tuesday. Okay. Post front. Tomorrow, I've got us around 75. So 2 more nice warm days for us. And then we start to warm up again out ahead of this next storm system on Wednesday. So here it comes. This is kind of the warm frontal boundary here. We may spark a storm from that at some point late Tuesday and early Wednesday. Most of it looks to head to the north. But as that warm front goes through, I've got us at 77 for a high on Wednesday. But Thursday's the day that I want us to kind of raise our weather antennas a little bit, okay? Because Thursday, I do think we have a severe potential here. And I don't want to say significant at this point, but the dynamics are there and the numbers are there to certainly support a pretty decent severe weather event somewhere in our vicinity, not off towards the west, somewhere Illinois, Indiana, as we go into Thursday, okay? So Thursday's the day we want to pay attention to. Warm front really gets going off towards the north. We get this strong southerly flow, so it'll be a breezy day on Thursday. I've got us right now at 84 for a high on Thursday, and that comes with some humidity. I think we'll have a nice, deep kind of summertime tropical atmosphere around here. Area of low pressure, and here's the difference with this last storm system versus the one right here on Thursday. Area of low pressure will be developing, so it'll be strengthening a little bit as it moves in. And what I'm expecting to see on that is likely a line of storms on the leading edge of it, okay? Timing differs on this, and here's the one thing which would negate severe weather is if this moves in Thursday night into Friday morning, okay? We wouldn't have peak heating. We would still have some pretty decent storms, but the chances there that, it would be at night where, daytime is when you get the most bang for your buck in terms of severe weather. So this is now late Thursday evening. This is now Thursday night. The Euro brings a pretty decent line of some showers and thunderstorms, likely strong to severe through here during that time frame. But notice time frame, this is now getting into Friday, okay? Friday morning, Friday midday. All right. Severe weather threat would be there with that. Wouldn't be quite as high. So that's why we need to pay attention, okay? Because timing is going to be everything. If this speeds up a little bit, I could see Thursday being a pretty decent after this, especially Thursday evening. I could see Thursday evening being a pretty decent severe weather threat for us. As of right now, the Euro has it passing Thursday night into Friday morning, so there's not much of a severe threat with it. All right. Either way, antennas go up. We're going to continue to keep an eye on it this week, and I just want you to be weather aware, especially Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, depending on the timing of this. Once this front goes by, we're fine. It does look like we dry out on our Saturday, but there's going to be kind of another frontal boundary hanging out on Sunday, somewhere close by, so we could spark a storm on Sunday. For Friday, I've got us at 70 degrees, probably spending a lot of the day in the 60s as that front goes by. And then for Saturday, Sunday, looking ahead to next weekend, I have us dry right now with like a 20% chance of a storm on Sunday. We'll have to watch that. But both next Saturday and Sunday, I've got us at 75 and 77. So, guys, we're there. All right. I'm not saying we're staying there, but we're going to be in the 70s, if not 80s on Thursday. But we'll be in the 70s for pretty much all week, which is great. So it's here, right? Can we get our plants in the ground yet? Not quite. All right. Our average last frost is still due to us. We typically get that in early May around here. So, the more days we can get by without a frost or a freeze will be okay. But we still are due a frost. Our average last freeze is pretty much done. I think we can close the books on freezing temperatures, which is good. But remember, it's that frost that's going to kill your annuals, especially if you don't cover them up, So just be cautious about getting stuff in the ground still if you have a big green thumb like I do, okay? So that's it. That's all I have for you weather-wise. If you guys have questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer them for you. Other than that, we'll get you on your way here on this Sunday evening. I know you guys are getting ready for, work week, whatever it happens to be. Anyone do anything fun? Anyone got vacation this week or anything like that? Rich asked a really good question. He says, do you think we're having more severe weather because of El Nino? Rich, I do think it has a big part of it. Here's the deal, though. It actually has been very quiet out in the plains so far this spring. They haven't had any big events until this last weekend. I know in Ohio, we're leading the way in terms of severe weather. We had more tornadoes than any other state in the country up to this point. And I do think a lot of that has to do with El Nino. But remember, our El Nino is starting to go away now. We're starting to shift to La Nina, which is going to be real interesting as we get into tropical season. It's expected to be one of the most tropically active seasons that we've had in the Atlantic. But either way, I do think it has a portion to do with it for sure, based on the weather pattern, bringing systems out of the Gulf and up in the plains. But keep in mind, it's been a pretty quiet spring so far leading up to this weekend. So there's that. Yeah, for sure. Angel, you're welcome. Yep. Susan, yeah, we can look at total rain amounts and any flooding. I don't see, Susan, flooding being an issue. We could still, in general, use the rain across not just Indiana, but especially getting to Wisconsin and Illinois. So we could use some more rain as we get into spring. So I don't see there being a flood issue. Thunderstorms, though, can drop rain in a lot of spots on a heavy note, and then the neighbor cannot get anything. So it depends on how efficient those thunderstorms are. But we can look here. Let's look at the precip totals. This is going to carry us all the way through the weekend at this point, okay? And this is not alarming. There's nothing crazy heavy here. It's got anywhere from a half inch to maybe an inch or so here locally. Again, that depends on where thunderstorms go, though, and the accuracy, that's not real great. But look at all this much-needed rain out in the plains. These are areas, folks, that are dealing with drought, and we do not want a drought in the nation's corn belt, okay, especially going into planting season and all that stuff, which we are right now. So this is very beneficial rain for all of them. I know there's severe weather component to it, and they've had, obviously some flooding down in Oklahoma, spots like that, but this is what I want to see. We want rain in the nation's midsection in the springtime, okay? Chad, I think so. Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, who are you seeing down in India on Saturday? Yeah, you look good, Chad. I think we'll have lower humidity. Should be pretty comfortable on Saturday because we'll get that front through here on Friday. And anytime this time of year post front, we're sitting pretty. I mean, humidity goes way down. Temperatures are going to be pretty comfortable. If I've got us at, let's see, I've got us at 75 at Porter County Airport is what I focus on in terms of official numbers. I would imagine you'll probably be around 77, 78 in Indy on Saturday. So that's a pretty nice day. Should be pretty good. Mark's going to get the bike out this week. Awesome. Ruth says, my college kid is heading home on Friday, driving from South Carolina to Lowell. Let's see, on Friday, well, Ruth, I think he's going to encounter that line of storms because that front will have moved through here. Yeah, so this is Friday itself. So South Carolina would be fine. Depends on when he leaves in the morning. He'll probably what route is he taking? Is he taking 20 through Atlanta to 65? Is that probably the way he's going? Or 77 north, maybe over to either way, it's not going to matter what route he takes. He's going to encounter some kind of line of thunderstorms with a frontal boundary. Okay. So most of the trip should be fine until he hits that line of storms. He'll have to be careful around that. Um, and I would say, I don't know. I would say the best chance for severe weather would actually be up here versus down in the deep south because there's more dynamics close to that low pressure for him. So I don't know if it makes a difference north-south road, but he will encounter some storms on the way home route. So let him know that, give him a heads up. And yeah, and I feel pretty accurate saying that even at this point in time. I know we're several days out, but feel pretty good about that. Wow, that's Debbie says, just drove back from Vegas. Strong winds the whole time. Wondering if winds are normal this time of year, Debbie. Yeah, the wind is normal. We typically get very windy systems because the jet streams involved. The jet stream is the driver of all weather systems. It's basically the boundary line between the cold of winter or early spring and the heat of summer, which is down to the south. And the jet stream typically rides between that, and that's usually right in the lower 48 this time of year. So no, the wind hasn't been unusual. This is pretty typical to have a windy spring across the U.S. for sure. Maxwell asks a good question. You think we're done with the snow? Maxwell, oh, that's a tough question, bud. We should be. I mean, historically, I think we have 99.8% of our snow in by now. I wouldn't. I don't see any snow in the forecast. We've had it as late as what? Gosh, what was that COVID year? We had. I think we had some snow. I know we had snow in the Great Lakes. Was it May 20th, something like that? It was awful. So it's certainly possible. I don't see any in the forecast. So there's a little hit of cold like around May 8th that I'm seeing, but it's not. I mean, it's like our high would be like 63 and the low would be like 45. So I don't see a hard freeze with that or anything. Jacob's waiting for the pop-up blizzard. I see that. Katie says, is Friday okay to drive from Hammond to Vegas? Nice, Katie. You're going the other way. Should have just hitched a ride there. Ruth, you're welcome for sure. Carl, hello. Thanks for joining us. Katie, let me get to your question in a second. Angel says, is the hallway in the middle of the house good enough during a tornado if no basement? Yeah, Angel, it is. The hallway is a good place to be. We always say, if you don't have a basement, don't sweat it. And you've heard it before. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So you don't want to be next to an outside wall. Okay. Hallway's good because that's like 2 more walls you're putting between you and the outside. A closet in the hallways, even better because you're putting up, 4 more walls around you. If it's not comfortable, I get it. But yeah, a hallway's okay. A hallway's okay for sure. And we're not going to go over tornado safety tips now because I'm not too worried about it. We would if we were doing severe weather coverage, but for sure, that's a good question. So Katie, let me get back to you. Friday, okay to drive from Hammond to Vegas. It should be real good. You'll probably get some wind coming out of Hammond, out of the northwest. Let me zoom out. Let's look at US as a whole. And this is your Friday. Okay. This is what the weather map's going to look like on Friday. So it's just the system here, right? With our storms that'll be vacating. And then, yeah, you look good. I mean, it'll be a little breezy heading out. And the wind will be coming at you, so gas mileage won't be great. It's not going to be that windy, though. And then it looks dry all the way to Vegas. There'll be a little system up in the northern Rockies with some rain and snow. That looks to stay there. And assuming you don't get there in one day, which you can't unless you're flying, everything still looks good. Katie, if you're waiting until Saturday night, let's say you're taking the southern route and you're heading down towards Texas, there's a storm that looks to develop down in Texas Saturday with some storms, and Kansas as well. So I would take the northern route, or maybe just head through Nebraska and Iowa on 80 or 70. I don't know which one you're going to take. And then the mountains out west on Sunday get a pretty good system with some snow, some mountain snow. But that doesn't look very impactful for Vegas yourself. So, yeah, it looks pretty good for sure. Let's see. Tom says, how is the wind on Wednesday morning? Tom, we should on Wednesday morning with that warm front. I would imagine we're going to pick up some gusty winds around here. Let's just take a look. I would imagine the strongest winds are going to be on Thursday out ahead of that front as we warm up. I've got us at Again, 84 degrees on Thursday with some humidity, and that will come with some wind. So here is your Wednesday. Yeah, this is exactly what I was just saying. This is your warm front trying to get through, and these winds aren't crazy, but it's going to be breezy. We've got a little pocket of 20, 25 mile per hour winds, and this would be gusts. Okay, not a big deal, but it would be a little breezy around here Wednesday morning with the front. Then the front clears, winds go calm, and I would imagine it gets windy here on Thursday. Yeah, so that's our bigger system. See, we'll have gusts probably approaching 30 at times, and then Friday when the front goes by. It gets windy on the backside of this, so not too bad. I mean, there's nothing crazy this week, but we do have some periods of some breezy, if not some windy weather. Okay, Caitlin or Katie, have a nice trip. No, that's awesome. I'm glad you're taking the northern route. That'll be good. Hopefully that holds true. Hopefully that doesn't change. Okay, Rich, you're welcome. Very good. Angel, thank you. I think that's it. I think we got everything answered. So, guys, as always, I just appreciate you. I'm humbled by the fact that you guys take time out of your schedule to join me to talk weather for the week ahead. And I hope you get something out of this. Okay, the whole point is that you guys you have a takeaway from this, and you say, okay, I understand the week ahead in weather a little bit better than what I would have going in. So, hopefully that helps. Have a wonderful night. You can always catch us on the radio side of things during the week on your morning commute as you're checking traffic. X-Rock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z 107.1. We've got your region weather forecasts. You'll hear my lovely scratchy, non-scratchy voice now on Monday through Friday there in the morning. And as always, check out regionweather.com if you want a daily email with specific West Indiana weather for you every morning. Regionweather.com is the place to go. Okay, there's a little sign up on the right hand side. That's it. With just one email a day. We don't spam you or sell your info or anything like that. Okay, you guys have a wonderful week.